People whose first relationship was very long-term. What weird thing did you believe was normal until you started seeing other people? My first real relationship was in high school, junior year. We dated for a little over a year, which felt like a lifetime back then. It was one of those intense teenage relationships where everything feels like a movie. He was sweet, really sweet actually, but he was also clingy in a way I didn't fully understand at the time. It started small, like him always waiting by my locker between every class, even if it meant he'd be late to his own. Then it was walking me to all my classes, sitting with me at lunch every day, showing up at my house if I didn't answer a text for an hour. Back then, I thought that's just how it was supposed to be. It wasn't possessive in an obvious, scary way. He never raised his voice or told me not to hang out with anyone. But if I was at a party or even just hanging out at school with friends and he wasn't right next to me, I'd get a text. Where are you? Who are you with? When are you coming back? And then I'd see him weaving through the crowd toward me with this anxious smile, like he was just so happy to find me again. At first it felt flattering, like he really cared. But after a while I realized I couldn't really breathe in social situations. We'd go to group hangouts and he'd just attach himself to my side. I'd try to talk to my friends, especially the ones he didn't know, and he'd sort of hover, nodding along or tugging at my sleeve to pull me back into whatever conversation he wanted to have. He wasn't mean about it, just constant. He needed me to be available all the time. I started making excuses not to go out just because the effort of managing him around other people was exhausting. We broke up near the end of senior year. It was mostly mutual. I don't think either of us were truly happy anymore, and we were going to different colleges. We promised to stay friends, but drifted like everyone does. I didn't date again seriously until the middle of my freshman year of college. The guy I ended up with, now my husband, was the total opposite in social situations. We'd been dating for a couple months when we went to a party together, one of those casual backyard things with cheap beer, bad music, and folding chairs around a fire pit. Most of the people there were my friends from classes or clubs, people he didn't really know. I introduced him to a few people when we first got there, and then I got pulled into a conversation about a group project with someone. 10, maybe 15 minutes passed, and I realized I hadn't seen him. I looked around the yard and didn't spot him by the food table, by the drinks, or near the house. For a moment, pure muscle memory kicked in. Panic, guilt, that sense of needing to check in. Then someone pointed and said, "Oh, your boyfriend's out by the fire with some people." I looked over and sure enough, there he was, half lit by firelight, drink in hand, laughing with 3 people he'd just met. He looked completely at ease, like he didn't need me to babysit him, didn't need to orbit around me every second. He was just fine. I remember standing there, still holding my red Solo cup, feeling this weird wave of confusion followed by something almost like relief. We didn't need to be attached at the hip. We were together, but we could also be apart in the same space. No jealousy, no guilt, no endless updates. That was the night I realized how much space love could have, how much trust felt like freedom. Edit. When I say he would follow me around, I literally mean he never left my side. And these were parties and things where he knew everyone as well. At one point, my friend was upset, so I went into a bedroom with her and another friend to talk to her. And within 5 minutes, he came into the room, and even though this was obviously private, he just stood in there. And I did tell him multiple times that we didn't constantly have to be beside each other. If you and your partner like to hang out at parties, that's fine, but it was suffocating to me. He was jealous of my friends and complained when I would make plans with them. Honestly, we were young, and he's probably a totally fine dude now. We were just not right together.